Urban Fisherman Sweater. In this video, we will learn how to do the cable for this pattern. So let's say you already knitted the rib and you knitted the first few stitches in row 13 or 17. So 13 for small medium, 17 for medium large. So we're starting with T3F. So pick up the cable needle, and what we're going to do is slip 2 stitches onto the cable needle. So F in this abbreviation stands for front, so it means that you will need to hold these stitches in front of you. And 3 means you're working with 3 stitches total. So we have 2 stitches on the cable needle, and the third we are going to purl. Make sure the yarn is in front of you. So purl that stitch. And now we are going to knit the stitches on the cable needle. So this is just regular knit. Knit one and knit the other one. Okay, so next in the pattern we have to do T3B. So as you can see from the description in your pattern, again, you're going to pick up the cable needle, and now you are going to slip just 1 stitch. We're working with total of 3, so 1 stays on the cable needle, and B means it's staying in the back of your knitting. So that's 1, and we need 2 more stitches. So those 2 more for the total of 3. So knit 1, knit the second one, and now we are going to work with the stitch on the cable needle. So we're going to purl it. Make sure the yarn is in front of you as if to purl, and you purl. Okay. So then the pattern calls for 2 purl stitches, purl, and then another purl, and then we have T3F again. So again, we've already done it, so slip 1, slip the second one, the stitches stay in the front, purl 1, this is just a regular purl, just ignore the needles on the cable needle, and now we're ready for those 2 stitches. This is just a regular knit, knit, knit. Okay, so now we have T3B again. So we're working with 3 stitches. The first one goes on the cable needle, then it stays in the back of your knitting. B means back. Knit 2 stitches. We're done. We're going to be done with the cable needle. Just need to purl this stitch. Make sure the yarn is in front of you, and yarn over. Okay, done with the cable needle. Then we follow the pattern. So 2 purl stitches, and then again we have T3F again. So again, same thing we've already done, working with 3 stitches total. First 2 stitches stay on the cable needle in front. Make sure the yarn is in front of you because we're going to purl. So purl that stitch. Okay, now we're ready to work with the stitches off of the cable needle. It's going to be just regular knit stitch. Okay, and then T3B again. So put a stitch on the cable needle, it stays in the back. B means back. Knit 2 stitches, just a regular knit stitch. Okay, now we're ready to work with that stitch on the cable needle. It's going to be a purl stitch. Make sure the yarn is in front of you. Okay, and then just finish off that row according to your pattern. Now we're working with row 15 for small medium or row 19 for medium large. This is C4F. So keeping the stitches, 2 stitches in front of you and knitting the next 2 stitches. So we're working with a total of 4 stitches. So now go back to the stitches on the cable needle, and this is just a regular knit. So next 4 stitches are just regular purl stitches. And now we have C4F again. So F means the stitches will stay in front of you. So slip on 2 onto the cable needle. Next 2 stitches are going to be regular knit, 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 and now work with the stitches on the cable needle. And that's all there really is to it. And just be careful, don't be in a rush. Just keep following the pattern. And so later on in the pattern, you will have C4B, which is really same as C4F, except your stitches will stay in the back rather than the front. So here we're still doing C4F. So slip 2 stitches onto the cable needle, and so they stay in front. If you need to do C4B, the only difference is that you would be putting the cable needle in the back. But here we're still doing C4F front. So same thing as what we've been doing in this row. So 2 stitches on the cable needle, regular knit the next 2 stitches, go back to the cable needle, and keep going. So this is what we have at the end of row 15 for smaller size and 19 for the bigger size. You can clearly see the beginning of your cable. And this is an example of the finished garment. So this is what your sweater will look like. So you can see how it compares to the finished garment. Just keep following the pattern. Don't go too fast. Urban Fisherman Sweater.